Have you ever felt like the world is constantly trying to make you feel small? Like you're always one step behind, not good enough, not strong enough, not smart enough? In a world that celebrates doubt and insecurity, the moment you start believing in yourself, people begin to call it pride. But here's the truth. Islam doesn't want you to live your life hiding your light. Islam doesn't ask you to shrink yourself. It doesn't want you to move through life doubting your worth. Islam teaches you to walk with purpose, speak with confidence, and live like you are carrying a message from Allah, because you are. So when we say act as if you are the best, we're saying, live like someone who was sent for a reason. Live like someone whose value comes from Allah, not from people's approval. Walk into every room knowing that Allah gave you something to offer. Pray like your dua matters. Speak like your voice has meaning. Help others like you were born to give. Work like your efforts will be accepted by Allah. Don't live like a mistake. Live like a miracle. This video will open the door to a mindset rooted in faith. A mindset where you stop living small. Where you start walking in your power. Not the power of ego, but the power of purpose. The power of someone who knows that being Muslim is not a burden. It is the biggest blessing, the highest honor, and the strongest identity you can ever wear. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers if you find this message meaningful. It helps spread the light. 1. You are honored by Allah. In a world where people are often judged by their appearance, wealth, followers, or achievements, it's easy to forget where real value comes from. Many people spend their whole lives trying to prove themselves to others. They try to dress a certain way, talk a certain way, or copy others, just to feel accepted. But in the eyes of Allah, your worth has already been decided. You were honored from the moment you were created. You are not here by accident. You are not just another face in the crowd. Allah chose you, and that alone should give you a strength that cannot be shaken. When you feel weak or not good enough, you must remember that the Creator of the heavens and the earth gave you something special. He gave you a soul. He gave you a heart that can feel and a mind that can think. He gave you a path to follow that leads to peace, power, and paradise. So why should you ever doubt your worth? You are more than what the world sees. When you know that Allah has honored you, you begin to walk differently, not with arrogance, but with purpose. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop chasing validation from people who don't even understand your heart. You stop begging for love and attention from people who don't see your soul. Because now, you understand. You already matter. You already count. You are already special. Not because of what you have, but because of who made you. And once you know that, no one can make you feel small again. Imagine walking into a room, not looking for approval, but ready to give light. Imagine praying, not out of fear, but with the joy of talking to the one who honored you before anyone else even knew your name. Imagine going to work, school, or into your family life with the awareness that you are carrying something precious inside, a soul gifted by Allah, guided by Islam, and full of potential. That kind of thinking changes everything. You won't let people treat you badly anymore. You won't let society push you into things that destroy your peace. You won't stay silent when you see wrong. You won't stay down when life gets hard. Why? Because someone honored by Allah does not live in fear. They rise, they shine, they walk with calmness and confidence, knowing they are carrying the trust of their Lord. The problem today is that too many people forget this honor. They try to look like someone else. They try to be someone they're not. They lose their identity in trying to copy others who themselves are lost. But Islam teaches you to be proud of your path. You don't need to copy anyone. You have your own light. You are not just a follower. You are someone with direction, someone with meaning, someone chosen to live with dignity. And even when life is full of pain, even when people reject you, mock you, or ignore you, that doesn't reduce your value. Allah still sees you, Allah still honors you, and He never abandons those who walk with Him. So lift your head, straighten your back, speak with purpose, pray with strength. Don't let this world tell you who you are. Let Allah tell you who you are, and He already has. 2. Confidence is part of faith. Confidence is not just a personality trait. In Islam, it is part of your faith. It is a reflection of your trust in Allah and your understanding of who you are as a believer. Many people confuse confidence with arrogance, but they are not the same. Arrogance comes from pride and ego, while true confidence comes from knowing that Allah is with you. It grows in your heart when you believe that you are not alone, when you trust that the one who created you also supports you, guides you, and wants good for you. That is the foundation of real confidence. Islam teaches us not to walk on this earth with fear in our hearts. A believer should never live in constant worry about people's opinions, about the future, or about failure. Instead, a believer should walk with trust in Allah's plan and strength in Allah's support. When you believe in Allah, you begin to believe in yourself, not because of your own power, but because you know Allah's power is behind you. That belief becomes a light that shines through your eyes, your voice, your actions, and even your silence. You see, confidence in Islam is not about showing off. It's about standing firm. It's about not hiding your values when the world pressures you to change. It's about being proud of your identity as a Muslim. When you walk into a room, you don't need to lower your head or hide who you are. Walk like a Muslim. Smile like a believer. Speak like someone who knows that every word is recorded by angels. That kind of presence changes the world around you. A confident Muslim is someone who says the truth even when it's difficult. Someone who faces challenges without breaking down. Someone who lifts others up with kind words and sincere advice. Someone who prays on time, no matter where they are. Someone who makes others feel safe and respected. This is the strength of a believer. If you feel shy or unsure, remind yourself, you are not alone. You were never alone. From the moment you were born, Allah was with you. Every step you took, every tear you cried, every hope in your heart, He knew, and He still knows. So why should you doubt yourself? Why should you hold back your light? Walk into this life like you belong, because you do. And even when you fail, even when you fall, your confidence shouldn't break. Because you know that Allah is most forgiving. He gives second chances. He opens doors. He blesses the effort, not just the results. So keep going, keep trying, keep believing, because your strength doesn't come from the world. It comes from your connection to Allah. 3. You represent Islam. Whether you realize it or not, the way you live, speak, behave, and treat others tells a story. And when you are a Muslim, your story is not just your own. It becomes a reflection of your faith. Every time you walk out of your home, every time you speak to someone, every time you post something online, you are showing the world what Islam means to you. You are not just a person with a name. You are someone who carries the light of Islam wherever you go. That's not a small thing. That is a great responsibility and a great honor. Islam is not a religion that stays only inside the mosque. It is not something you practice only during prayer times. Islam is a complete way of life, and that means every part of your life is a chance to reflect its beauty. The way you help someone in need, the way you smile at a stranger, the way you stay patient when others lose control. These are all ways you represent Islam. And when people see your character, they begin to understand your faith. Some may even come closer to Allah because of the way you made them feel. So the question is, what are you showing people about Islam? When someone meets you, do they feel peace, respect, and trust? Do they see patience, honesty, and strength? Or do they see anger, pride, and selfishness? Remember, people may forget your name, but they will remember how you made them feel. And for some people, you might be the only example of Islam they will ever meet. Make it count. This doesn't mean you need to be perfect. Perfection is not required, but sincerity is, effort is, intention is. Even if you struggle with your own weaknesses, let your struggle be honest. Let your journey be open. People are not looking for angels. They're looking for real people who try their best and stay kind even when life is hard. When you go to work or school, you are not just another person in the room. You are a Muslim. Carry yourself with honor. Speak with clarity. Work with excellence. Be the person who doesn't cheat, who doesn't gossip, who doesn't follow wrong paths just to fit in. You represent something bigger than yourself. You represent a religion that brought light to the world. A religion that teaches mercy, justice, and love. A religion that lifted people from darkness to light. That is what you represent. Even your silence can be powerful. When people speak with bad language and you stay quiet, it teaches something. When people argue and you choose peace, it teaches something. When people are selfish and you give, it teaches something. You don't always need to preach. Sometimes your character is the loudest message. So hold your head high, not with pride, but with purpose. Be the person who makes others feel safe. Be the person who brings light into dark rooms. Be the person who reminds others of Allah just by the way you live. Represent Islam in the best way. Not for fame, not for praise, but because it is your responsibility and your honor. 4. False humility can be dangerous. Many people think that being humble means hiding your talents, downplaying your strengths, and acting as if you are not good at anything. But that is not the humility Islam teaches. In fact, pretending to be weak when you are actually capable is not humility. It can become a form of dishonesty and even a silent injustice to yourself and to others. Islam calls us to be real, sincere, and balanced. Yes, we must be humble, but not to the point where we deny the blessings and abilities that Allah has given us. When you say, "I'm not good," even when you are, or when you hold back from doing good just because you don't want to stand out, you are not protecting your ego. You are limiting the good you can do for the world. That's not true humility. That's false humility, and it can be dangerous. It can stop you from growing. It can stop others from benefiting from you. And most of all, it can make you forget that confidence in your skills is not pride. It is gratitude. Allah gives every human being gifts. Some people are good at speaking. Some are skilled in helping others. Some have wisdom, strength, patience, or creativity. These gifts are not given to be hidden. They are meant to be used. They are meant to serve others and bring goodness into the world. When you hide your strengths and act incapable, thinking that this is humility, you are doing the opposite of what Islam teaches. False humility is a hidden trap. It makes you think that being small is being righteous. It makes you think that being silent when you should speak is being wise. It makes you feel guilty for being capable. But in truth, Islam wants you to rise, to contribute, and to shine in your own way, not for your own glory, but for Allah's sake. When you step forward with a clean heart, not only do you grow, but others around you also grow. You open a path for others to walk through. There is a big difference between humility and self-erasure. Humility is knowing that your gifts come from Allah. Self-erasure is acting like you have nothing to offer, even when you do. That kind of thinking stops progress. It blocks your ability to help others. It even makes you lose trust in yourself. Islam teaches the middle path. Walk humbly, but walk forward. Speak gently, but speak the truth. Don't seek the spotlight, but also don't hide from the light Allah placed inside you. False humility can also weaken your confidence in front of others. People start to believe your doubts. They stop trusting your advice. They stop learning from you, not because you are not capable, but because you keep pretending you're not. That is not service to Allah or to the community. That is fear wearing the mask of humility. And fear cannot lead. Fear cannot inspire. Fear cannot build. You were not created to hide in the shadows. You were created with purpose. You were shaped by the hands of Allah, and He did not place gifts in you just for you to bury them in the name of being humble. Use your skills. Share your light. Serve with honesty. That is true humility in Islam. So now you know. This journey isn't about ego. It's about walking with strength because Allah gave you a mission. It's about living your life like someone whose footsteps matter, whose voice carries purpose, and whose presence is not an accident, but a sign of Allah's mercy. Acting like you're the best doesn't mean looking down on others. It means looking up to the one who created you and knowing that he did not make you weak, worthless, or forgotten. He made you capable. He made you honored. He made you chosen. Start seeing yourself through the eyes of faith. Start standing tall, not for pride, but for truth. Speak with courage. Move with confidence. Love what Allah gave you. Use your strength to serve, to inspire, and to lift others. This world doesn't need more people hiding. It needs more believers who rise. So rise, step forward, and live like a believer who knows their worth. You are not average. You are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are a servant of Allah, with purpose in your heart and strength in your soul. So act like it, walk like it, pray like it, live like it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers to help us continue spreading these powerful Islamic reminders.